Hey guys, what's up? This is Ducky. I'm gonna show you guys an operator tutorial for Jett on Bind, but this is actually gonna be a more broad or general guide for opping on Jett. So although this is on Bind, I'm gonna actually be giving you guys some more general tips for opping, particularly with Jett. So before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe and like the video. It's gonna help me create more content for you guys. But yeah, so before we get started, I'm gonna show you guys some settings that are very important to have down. So very important thing is to have hold to scope rather than toggle. This is because you pretty much just feel more in tune with your op and scout or marshal. I mean, whenever you're using it. So this means you're gonna have to bind something to aim down sight. So where you do this is in settings here. You want to go to controls and then equipment, and right here you'll see aim down sights. Instead, I think default is toggle. Oh, sorry, for sniper aim, it'll be on toggle, and you want it on hold. So it is technically preference, but objectively, hold is just a little bit better. So you have this here, and then toggle zoom level is where you're gonna want to figure out what you want to use. I use left alt. And other than that, you're gonna have your scope sensitivity multiplier, which you might want to think about. I don't know if you guys already have this figured out, but for me, I had to go into the range and just kind of mess around with using the marshal and just figure out what a good sense is for me. So yeah, so to get started here, we can go over to A. So like I said, I'm going to give you guys some general tips here, but I'm also going to tell you guys how to play on Bind. So one of the best places you can op here is short, obviously, but a cool tip that people don't know about Jett is you can actually get up here without updrafting. People don't usually know this in lower ranks, but you can glide over there, get up on this, and then just glide to this like that. And from here, you still have both your updrafts, so if you want to use knives, you can use it for that. So here, we can set up here, hold like this. Usually want to hold to the right. So if you're holding like this, you can have someone, teammate hold to the left side, like this, while you hold this, so you don't get shot from like right here. You can always, so usually you take a shot, you're gonna dash to the left or to the right. Doesn't really matter, whichever way you think is better or safer. So I could go like this, run back maybe. Careful for showers. Usually, I mean, you should have someone watching it, of course, but if you don't, just be careful. From here, you can op like this. You can also op like this. And if you want to op short and you don't want to go on high ground, you can hold like this. A lot of people like this. Some people hold right here. Carefully, you can actually get spammed through this box. It doesn't happen too often though. And also, you can take a shot and then dash U-haul like this, and then you can just rotate out and get another new position. Another very good thing you can do this either when the round starts or before the round with this little trick right here. Glide on top of this, and then you can sit like right here and kind of hide, wait till they're running out. And that's a free kill always, unless you whiff or something. But yeah, so that is that's how to op a short. So now I'm gonna give you guys a general tip for the op. Like we said, you have hold here, hold to scope and toggle. You have the new toggle key. So obviously you're always going to want to dash after you shoot. You don't always want to dash, but if you're in a very vulnerable position from where you're sniping, you're going to want to dash. So this might sound pretty obvious to some of you, but for some newer oppers there that are trying to learn Jett, this is very important. This is why you op on Jett instead of another character. You have basically it's just a get out of jail free card. But yeah, so moving on to opping showers is kind of straightforward, but basically the round starts, you can just kind of peek like this and just maybe slowly kind of, and then I kind of like to hold like this. You can sit here for as long as you want. The only reason you'd want to leave is of course if they're fast pushing B. If the enemy team is defaulting, this will give you a free pick almost always. You don't really need to dash there. If you do get a kill and you don't think there's more than one, you don't really need to dash. But if you don't get the kill and you think there's more than one, you might just want to dash, because I mean dash, that's kind of what dash is for. So other than maybe you can use it aggressively, but yeah. So another thing we can do here for A site, those are kind of the main two places you can op. You can also op from back site, from into showers, like from here to in showers, or like around here and then on the line into short. But yeah, here if you're rotating from B, this is a good spot right here. You can op from heaven into shower, or if you don't op shower, or you don't need to for some reason, like say you have a teammate pushed up into shower, or it's smoked or whatever, you can just kind of hold like this. Make sure you have that toggle on for longer distances. And these are pretty free kills here if your scope sensitivity is all set up and everything like that. So yeah, I'm not sure what other tips I can give you guys for general tips with opping, but obviously, so you see the crosshair here. Whenever you're moving, the crosshair in the middle goes away. So if you stop, it's there. So what that means is that it's going to be completely accurate shot. If you're moving, it's obviously not going to be completely accurate. So you want to stop before you shoot with an off. That's a lower rank tip, but I mean, still might be useful to some of you. But anyway, moving on to B site, the more common place to opt for here is going to be long, and most people know this in higher ranks, so they kind of respect this. But yeah, you can hold like this. You can also kind of walk out because again, you have your dash, so you can get kind of risky if you want. You can even hold like here. Just if you hold like this, make sure you're kind of aware that they can peek from here or here. So I don't know, you can keep your crosshair somewhere in the middle, like flick up or down, or you can just expect them to come from here. But yeah, that's this area. If you want to opt out of hookah, so I opt pretty aggressively. As you can see, that's quite aggressive. That's quite an aggressive push there. But this is even more aggressive. This one you're definitely gonna want to get ready to use your dash for, because usually this is boom botted in higher ranks. Like almost every round that they go B, or even on rounds that they don't go B, this is just to get info. So if you go like this, even if they boom bot, you can just peek out, go for the kill, dash away, dash out of the boom bot. Don't bother shooting the boom bot because it'll, I mean, there's no point. You're just gonna waste your dash if you do that. So the only problem if you swing out like this is there might be like, you know, like 3 or 4 of them, so be careful. You can also kind of sit like this and then peek, dash away, run back. You can also hold from right here. This is quite good. People do not expect this, so you know they're running up, walking up to hookah right here. Then this is really good. You can hold as tight of an angle as you want because you can shoot through this as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I would opt from toward hookah. This is actually a really good play. You just don't want to do it like every round because this wall is spammable, and if you do this too often, you'll get spammed and they'll just expect you and it'll be easier for them to kill you. But if you do it like once every so often, you'll catch them off guard. You might even get it like a collat, you know, because people like to walk out from market a lot, just like that. But so yeah, moving on to holding from farther away here. This is kind of up to you. A lot of Jetts up from right here because this is quite a good spot. Anyone that drops out of hookah will have to run through this line as well, so you're basically covering hookah and long, but this is not the most optimal spot to cover hookah from, obviously, because you know it's just they have high ground advantage. It's kind of hard to hit them up to like the upper part of their body, so this is good top long. Probably scope in here, and yeah, so you can also opt from like up here. This is kind of weird though, so like. Say you're covering garden, you want to cover garden a different way now because you know you want to swap up your playstyle. Kind of do that. You just got to be careful of hookah. You can also opt from elbow. This is pretty good right here. Hold like this or like this. Either way, just kind of up to you. And the last place we can opt here on defense for bind is from CT. So this is good. Like I said, this is kind of the equivalent of going here if you're playing B, and if you're playing A, you can rotate here. And this is good. You can op hookah, and from here, if they're not peeking you, and you think they're still coming B, you can rotate to elbow, or you can try to get to here. If they're not out yet, you can pick along like that, dash away. But this is about it for defense with opping as Jett. Yeah, not too much else to be said. Just make sure that you're practicing your sensitivity. Scope sensitivity multiplayer, you can do that many ways. You can do it in practice range, you can do it in customs or unrated, or you can probably even do it in aim lab some way. But yeah, so I'm gonna move on to attack. Opping on attack is definitely more difficult, a little more skill based, but not super hard. Obviously it's opping, so we're gonna start over at A again. This is probably the best place you can op, I would say, on this map. Other than maybe long or hookah, I don't know. It depends how the enemy team plays, how they peek, of course. But So you spawn right here, the wall's like here-ish, and then you kind of just get over to here, and you can just hold this. You can hold it, if you know they peek wide often, like they run all the way out because they want to get the kill, you can just wait for them like this, because you know they're going to swing, but if you know they don't swing and they're a little more passive, you can get up here. Some people like to jump up on this box, but I don't, because it's kind of risky, because if you jump and then they peek you, then you obviously can't really be completely accurate, but this is still good. It gives you like a, this is a good spot because it's harder for them to expect you here and actually get the kill on you. But yeah, so basically another general rule for opping, on attack you want to wait. You don't want to push with the op because the whole purpose of opping is holding an angle, and this will allow you to pretty much just get a pick for your team, open up a site, or do whatever you want. If you get a pick anywhere on a map whenever you're attacking, it allows your team to have more freedom with where you want to go. So yeah, you can hold there. Again, I'm not going to push all the way up here and show you how to op because the main purpose is to get the pick initially anyway. So um, so from here, this is actually really kind of nice. I don't really do this too often, but I just thought of this. Sometimes, so like as a duelist, you like to push in this corner a lot, or just like people like to push there. So you start here. You already have this line, this angle. So if you want to op, you can hold this. This is quite cringe to hold, but you can hold this. And if someone peeks, free kill for your team. You could probably just push A short really fast after that. So this is kind of also risky because they can be opping, of course. So you're peeking into an op, but again, this is holding. This is holding an angle. You're not peeking anything here. You're just waiting for them to peek you. If you're gonna peek short, I wouldn't suggest starting this side. I would suggest this side because it's a little easier. You don't have to worry about cubby as much, and this is just much easier, honestly. So if I were to pick this is kind of how I would do it. Just go like sliver by sliver. There's always a chance they can be here, so always respect that. You don't really have to aim there, but just know that they can be there. And then from here, you can hold like this. And if you want to hold here, you can hold from this side, but make sure you're probably gonna want to clear cubby if you do that. But so that's that. So this is another angle you can hold. This is quite a good angle to hold. This is just like shower. You just wait for them to peek. You can also wallbang. You can only wallbang so far though, like right there. Nah, actually you can wallbang all the way through here with an off. Just with a phantom you can't. But so yeah, you wait here. You're just waiting for them to peek. If you get the kill, you can probably go fast B, or your team can make another decision to do a push somewhere. So if you're starting long B, you're gonna start right here, and you can't really hold this because people don't push long very often. So if you're opping, people really like to do this, so they can peek long. Whenever you're here, they can already be like here, so be careful. They can just walk all the way across, so you just gotta be aware. And they're gonna slowly peek, and then you can hold this if you want, if you really want to. But most likely, unless your team is defaulting across the map, you're probably gonna walk up. You can just hold. It's good to hold. Also, if your team's walking up long, like right in front of you, you don't really want to go first with the op. So you're just gonna hold this, and if they peek, or if you know they flash and your team all gets flashed, you can like hide and then kill them, save your team, get the pick, open up the site for your team. So opping from long, this is really good. This is the one place that you actually kind of want to take control of and push with an op on this map. So you know you get here, they can be on top of site. They can also be close, but usually you'll have a Sova that can arrow like here, or you know for all of this, like I guess it'd be like there, but yeah. And then you can hold this. They can be in this cubby like we said on defense. They can also be under hookah or in hookah. So assuming this is all clear, this is what you gotta watch. And they cannot. They also sometimes peek from here. But yeah. And then from here, I mean, you know, there's you guys know where they can be pretty much. Like they can be anywhere. They could be here on top of this. They can be under hookah, in hookah, elbow, site, cubby, anywhere. So you just gotta think where does this enemy team like to play? If you like to play behind here, you can even wall bang. But usually just holding something, just waiting for them to peek you. You can even tell the enemy team, or tell your team to make noise A so that the B players on the enemy team get a little anxious or like a little like bored, or what, I don't know what the correct word is, but they get like antsy pretty much and they want to like peek and push, especially in lower ranks. They just get tired and it should net you a kill. So Yeah, that's about it for blind. This is about as long as I want the video to be. I can't think of anything else. Make sure also whenever you're opping, it's good to buy a pistol if you have extra money, or a sidearm I should say, but a lot of people like to buy shorty, a lot of people like to buy sheriff. It's really preference. I kind of like shorty, honestly, because think about it, you're using an op. People, if you're in a sticky situation with an op and you miss, or there's like 3, you kill 1, and then 2 are pushing you because they're like, he has an op, guys, he has an op, just don't line up, and then they push you, and then they don't expect you to have the shorty, so bang, bang, you know, they're dead. Like, what can they do, really? But that's how you do that. And of course, you gotta remember dashing. You have smokes as well, but smokes don't play too much of a part whenever you're just holding with an op, unless you just want to confuse the enemy. Like, I don't know, you know. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. If you guys have any new ideas or requests for new videos or guides, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I hope this is helpful. See you guys in the next video.